Hi there, welcome to Big V TV. Great to have you with us. State champ men, first round done and dusted. And Mark Jeffers, there was a fair bit to like.
Yeah,
there's a lot to like.
A lot of big games, which is good to see.
A lot of big plays too. I mean, some of the stars came to play. We all talked about the inclusion of Dejan Vasiljevic out of Diamond Valley, Steve. He's absolutely fired in week one.
Just one to mention there, but it's not just the names that have been brought in, it's the names that have come back.
Yeah.
They're just as good, so
Platnik.
let's not forget about them.
You've been talking about Platnik off here, you like him.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got the blonde tips in his hair this season too.
Turns out he's a pretty good player.
He's a very good player.
If you don't know. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the results from round one. Of course, we had the Easter break. How did you enjoy Easter, mate? What did you get up to, by the way?
It was good.
What did you do?
Had a 21st out in the bush.
You had a bush in the what? What'd you say? You had a what?
A 21st out in the bush.
A 21st.
Yeah.
Out in the bush. What, couldn't afford a party or?
It wasn't my 21st.
It must have been fun. Any stories you want to share with us or?
No.
Right, okay, fair enough. State champ men results. Round one, Bulleen 77 went down to Crow Bay 101. Bulleen were competitive in the first half, then it opened up. We probably expected that. Dondre Walker, who's the new import for Crow Bay, looks very, very good. And Reardon, Jason Reardon, the pigskin kicker himself, the Swiss Army knife, he has come back. They don't look like they've missed a beat, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it just seemed, to be honest, that Bulleen just didn't have anyone to go with them.
Yeah. Like I said, they were competitive for the first half, but after that, it really opened up, didn't it?
That's right. Credit to Bulleen for sticking with them, but it's the old and the new at Crow Bay. The old with Jason Reardon, kicking off where he left it. And Dondre Walker, he's one to watch for the next few weeks and the season in general.
Eltham 69 went down to Diamond Valley 84. Interesting, Eltham lost a couple over the weekend. They've got a hard one coming up this week as well. It's going to take them a little bit of time. But Diamond Valley, the big story here, Vasiljevic has fitted right in, and we know he's a stud.
Probably had a pretty good pre-season. Obviously last year at the COE, and he's come into the Big V, hasn't missed a beat. Pretty harsh fixture to Eltham, so don't...
That's what I'm
count
saying.
them out already because they had DV and Karaya, which we'll speak about a little bit later. But good start for
And
DJ.
they've got a pretty good import out there at Diamond Valley too. Keep an eye on him. Vilmont, is it Vilmont?
Yeah, Ryan Vilmont.
Knox 76, first game back in senior competition. They took on McKinnon 61. McKinnon really disappointing offensively. I don't think they've won a round one game in the last few years. In fact, they lost their first 3 games last season and went on and played in the grand final. So do not write anyone off after one game. You did. Knox got a couple of very good imports, we know that. But McKinnon, they won't be happy with just putting 61 away because they've definitely added some firepower to that team.
Yeah, well, 61, it's a hard score to win any game by. So it's generally, if you keep a team to 61, you're going to win.
Yeah, and I think McKinnon's going to be a lot better for the run, to be honest with you. There'll be things that they'll take away from that game, Steve.
I was fortunate enough to be at that game, and I think.
Did you say unfortunate enough?
Fortunate
enough.
No, fortunate enough. And I think DMAC has drilled in a pretty good pre-season to their Knox boys. They're quite useful. Besides their 2 imports, who are absolute stars, they'll carry that team for a bit of that season. But they'll get wins on the board, and they'll be an exciting team to watch actually. So Knox fans, get out there and support the Raiders because they're a nice team fitting in.
The 2 4-letter imports out there at Knox, Polk and Rose. Keep an eye on them. Ringwood 78 went down to Waverley 93. Platnik just tore it up, 28 points in that one. It's not often we see Ringwood lose a couple in a row, and they've got a pretty big weekend coming up in round 2. Great start for Waverley though. No love lost between these 2 teams.
Yeah, well, Waverley looked good in the pre-season tournament. They obviously carried it over into the round 1. And that's a huge win for them early. Yeah,
great start for them. Werribee 85 defeated Hawthorn 55. I don't know what we take away from this one, Steve-O. Do we talk about Werribee or do we talk about Hawthorn? Because Werribee's got a couple of imports. We know Hughesy's down there. They've got some really good young talent. But does this game say more about the Devils or more about the Magic, who look like they're going to struggle?
Look, I think it's a bit of both. I think, like you mentioned with Werribee, they've done a pretty good off-season, getting a couple of good imports, keeping their core in Hughes and the like. Putting 85 on Hawthorn, they'll be happy with. Hawthorn, on the other hand, they had to play some really youthful guys we spoke about last week, the big 3 in the youth league.
Yep.
They all came up and played in the seniors. and they're nearly relying on those guys in the seniors. So
Barry Sist and Mick Brearty we're talking about. So it's going to be interesting to watch Hawthorn now this season. Are those three permanent senior players, permanent youth players? Are they mixing both? What happens when they clash? I think there's going to be a fair bit to play out there. Whittlesea 70 went down to Hume City. Hume City at their best. We know that they're very, very good. The big guns well and truly involved. JB... obviously, Jermaine Maybank, Lee Jecker, they've got some very good players there. Gack has come in as well, 28-point win. Very solid, and Hume City at their best will trouble anyone, I think.
Yeah, they certainly will. Those aforementioned players, I think Gack coming in fills a hole. JB at his best.
Yeah,
you
strong.
can't stop him.
Eltham 87 travelled to Cryo Bay on the Sunday, went down to the Stingers 91. As I said, Eltham got a couple of losses in round one. Do not hold that against them. They're going to be okay this season. Tough start to the season, but Cryo Bay on their home deck, unfurling their flag. They're a ripper of a team, and they've started the season exactly how they would have wanted.
Yeah, well, a 4-point loss to Cryo Bay isn't a bad thing for Eltham. That's not a negative at all. That's actually a pretty good start to the year.
Yeah. Like I said, if you're a Wildcats fan, just sit tight.
They got their rings as well.
Yep.
They had a presentation for their rings. So
how's that go? What do they do?
They got their rings.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't actually seen any of the players wearing the rings. So if you do, send them through.
Get some photos.
Yeah, get some photos and send them through. We want to see some bling.
Reardon will be the first one to do that. We finished off on the Good Friday. Diamond Valley 88 defeated Whittlesea 76. Great crowd, great cause. Second year in a row. Well done to both clubs. Ripper effort. DV, good start to the season. Vasiljevic again, lighting it up.
Yeah, I think most teams in the league are going to have trouble shutting him down. I think he'll score it well.
Got the number, I think it was about $2,900 raised.
Really?
Yeah, got the number today approximately, and DJ the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He was struggling probably the first three, and then he just let it go.
It's 2 years in a row now. DV Whittlesea Good Friday. I think it's here to stay. I think both clubs have done a good job. Whittlesea last year, DV this year. I think it's here to stay. And I just want to say again to both of those clubs, well done. Deserve a lot of credit. Let's have a look at some early stars. Let's reel off some names. We talked about Vasiljevic. He had a great opening round. Platnik, 28 against Ringwood, does his stuff. He started off on fire. Jason Reardon, we know what he's capable of. He's one of the best, if not the best, running around in the competition. Had a great season last season. He started well again. Dondre Walker, we spoke about him with Cryo Bay. Keep an eye on this guy. They've had a turnover of imports out there.
Yep.
One Walker out, one Walker in. Dondre, great start for him.
They didn't want to change the jersey. They
didn't want to change the singlet. That's right, he's got it.
Yep.
And the other one I was really impressed with in round one, and if this guy plays consistently for the whole season, and much can be said about his team as well, maybe he's the barometer, but Jermaine Maybank nearly had a triple-double to start the season, started really well.
Yeah, it's a great start for him, so hopefully he can keep that up and keep Hume City up and about.
Well, they've got a big weekend coming up. It starts on Saturday night, round two. Speaking of Hume City, Mark, they travel out to McKinnon. McKinnon lost their first three last season, made the grand final. They were very ordinary in round one this season. They're on their home deck, first time. Can they bounce back?
I reckon they can. I'm going to go with Cougars. I reckon they'll bounce back.
Steve-O?
Well, if we're going with 0-1, 0-2, 0-3 last year, we make the grand final. Wouldn't you just sort of keep that pattern? Drop the first three and all right.
So you're saying McKinnon should on purpose lose this week, Steve? Is that what you're saying?
They're going
on purpose.
They're going for the grand final.
What, turn up at half time or just start of the third, or
yeah, maybe.
Maybe play Callum Chambers all 20 minutes in the first half, go down by about 25.
That might be good. You never know if they play Callum 20 minutes.
Well, you're going Hume City by the sounds of it.
I'll go the Broncos.
I'm going to go McKinnon. I think McKinnon can bounce back pretty hard. I think they'll take a lot out of that first game. Diamond Valley take on Ringwood. Looking forward to this one. I don't know that we've often seen Ringwood lose a couple in a row. So they're going to be fired up for this one. I want to see how they're going to shut down Dejan Vasiljevic.
Yeah, it's a tough one to call.
Can you see an upset, Mark? Can you see an upset?
I'll go with DV.
You can. So yes, Justin, I can see an upset. Steve?
Look, I can see an upset, but I think in this game the Eagles have got to show they're more than just a one or two trick pony.
Okay.
So they can't rely on DJ to score 25, 35 every game.
With that.
Especially against the likes of Ringwood, who have such depth. They need to find their other, role players to get the win. But I think this early in the season they don't find that, so I think Ringwood win.
I think DV are more than capable. I think they're more than capable if everyone fires. I just cannot remember Ringwood losing a couple in a row. So, during the regular season at least. So, I just don't know if Ringwood are going to drop that one. Werribee take on Waverley. Waverley, very good last week. So were Werribee, by the way. They got a couple of good imports down there. Jeremy Smith, is Smithy one of them? I think.
Yep.
I hope I've pronounced his name right. By the way, Smith.
It's a tough one.
They only played Hawthorn though, and I don't say that lightly. But I don't know whether that's the best yardstick to be going by into this one. I'm going to go Waverley to win on the road, Jeffo.
I think Waverley easily.
Yeah, I think the Falcons, but it'll be a good test for Werribee to see where they're at.
Great test.
Yeah.
Great test down at Eagle Stadium. There's going to be Eagles and Falcons down there. Whittlesea take on Knox. Ooh. Come on, Steve. I don't make this isn't hard.
I think Knox win.
It's not hard.
I think they were really, really good when I got to see them. They're an exciting brand of basketball as well, and I think
Steve-O said Knox by 20 off air. By the way, before the camera came on, you said mark it down, Knox by 20. I don't think Knox will win by 20 like you do, Steve, but I think Knox will get up.
Yeah, Knox as well.
Sunday games, Bulleen take on Hawthorn. I don't think Bulleen any chance of playing finals this season, but I think they're a massive chance of getting a win this week. They'll beat Hawthorn.
Yeah, I'll go with Bulleen on this one based on last week's results. I think Bulleen will probably be a little bit better than Hawthorn.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Can I say this early? Question without notice, Steve-O. I won't do it to Jeffo because he's new on the scene. We're going to give him a few weeks to settle in.
That's fair.
Will Hawthorn win a game this season? We only played 1 week. I get it. Timo, don't write in, mate. I understand. I'm put in this position to ask questions. I'm asking it.
Well, when Timo puts himself on for 38 minutes, they'll win a game. Nah.
Well, he didn't play a second last week, did he?
They'll win a game.
You've answered my question. You've answered my question. I only said would they win one.
Yes.
Ringwood take on Werribee Sunday. Good game out at the Rings. We talk about Werribee having
Ringwood
some good
home.
tests this week. Wow.
It's the benchmark.
Tough weekend for them, but Ringwood at home.
Yeah, I think the Hawks will get up.
Yeah, Hawks for me.
Waverley take on Eltham. We talked about Eltham's tough start to the season. They do get Waverley on the back of a double-header, though. I think Waverley will go close to winning every game at home this season. They are very hard to beat on their home deck.
No, I think Eltham will win this.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon they'll be so annoyed that they got so close to Carrara last week, or the week before even.
Yeah, did you see what Waverley did in round one?
Yeah,
they beat Ringwood by 15 at Ringwood.
I did, yeah. And that was a great performance. But
I
think
you've written them off.
I haven't written them off. I think Eltham will upset Waverley at Waverley.
Did he breathe the same air as us?
Yeah, I think this is an easy one, Waverley.
Yeah, I think it's okay. All right, fair enough. Hume City take on Crow Bay to finish round 2. Steve-O, talk some common sense this time. It's Hume City, Crow Bay.
Yeah, Hume City on the back-to-back, so I think Carrara.
I think Crow will win, Jeffo. Can I call you Jeffo, by the way? I know we've only just started dating, but can I call you Jeffo? Okay, no worries.
Love it.
What I'll say to Crow Bay, because I think Crow Bay will win. I think they're a very good team. They're the reigning champions, Steve. You may not know that. I think Crow Bay will win. What I will say, don't take Hume City lightly. Don't go to Hume. Don't go to Broady and take the Broncos lightly. Hume City, when they're at their best, they're very hard. Corio, don't take them lightly. But I think the Stingers. Close game, Jeffo.
Corio, easy.
Easy?
Yeah.
Oh, well, give us a margin since you're not playing in this division.
Yeah, I can say. Yeah. I'm going to go with 20 points.
20 points.
Well, look, Hume's got a game the day before.
Yeah, no, that's great. Everyone out at Hume City, up yours. 20 points? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Hume are a little bit older.
I think it's inside 6 either way, but I'm going to go Crow. But hey, have a great week. Round 2 coming up. There's a lot to like about State Champ Men this season. Get around it. Have some fun. We'll see you next week on Big VTV.